Hey guys, ThorW here with a little bit of bad news for y'all. Unfortunately, I have lost and been unable to recover footage that I recorded for this Kunoichi playthrough series, and I've spent days just trying to get it back constantly. The audio died, the video went soon after. For some reason, it just got corrupted out of nowhere. I've tried everything I could possibly do to fix it. The most I can get is like a 10-minute clip before everything goes back to being corrupted. So unfortunately, we've missed out on a little bit of farming. To tell you guys what you missed out on, basically, I leveled up until I could get onto the Pursuit special dungeon. I stayed on that until level 74. From that point, I did the basic epic quest from Time Gate. Once I got to Old Screaming Cavern, I just kept farming that on Ultimate Road full runs until 78. And then I farmed Time Break to the point where you're going to see us continuing this series. So sorry guys, can't really go back and fix anything, can't re-record or anything like that. It's the nature of it sometimes. But hopefully you guys will just be able to accept where we're at and have a good time watching the rest of this level up series, however short it may be. So thanks for watching guys, see you later. Hello and welcome back everybody, but probably nobody. This is ThorW, and it is a pretty cold winter day outside, but we're about to heat things up with some Kunoichi play, and we very well may reach our maximum power, or at least our maximum level on this particular recording session. We are level 81, very close to 82, and we only have to hit that last little bit to hit the 85 mark. So, right now we are going to grind a little bit of the Time Break special dungeon here at the Time Gate, and looks like there might be some people popping back with some party time openings in Time Break. There's quite a few grind parties going right now for Time Break, so we'll give it maybe a couple seconds, or maybe we'll just make our own. Somebody will probably message us if we have our own ready, or we can find more people. Oh, hey, there we go. Let's join that party. Let's see if we can join that party. Hey, awesome, cool. We have joined in our Time Break party. Hello. Ready. So, had to quickly accept those those dailies just to make sure that we can get those out of the way. All right, Time Break grind time. It's the prime time for the grind time, yeah! I believe we're sitting here until 83. 83 is when we will level up to the point of being at Sloat. So, very good for us. We're gonna just do Time Break for a couple levels, and then we'll be good to finish off the Kunoichi series, guys. How have you guys enjoyed watching me blow up the screen for the past month or so? I'm sure it's been pretty fun. Hey, there we go. Wrecked. Oh wow, there's stuff alive. He must not have been caught in my my Blazing Blossom. Because generally with that particular room, one Blazing Blossom with a Heavenly Fire combo with it pretty much kills it. Speaking of killing it, we're crushing this dungeon pretty decently speeded. We're going through this nice and fast. Sweet. So, how was everyone's Christmas? How was their New Year? Because this is coming up after New Year. I can guarantee this is getting released after New Year's. How did everyone enjoy their early winter festivities? Hopefully, y'all had a great time. I had a pretty decent one myself. Fuse Cube, nice. I had a pretty decent Christmas myself. I didn't really get a whole lot of stuff, but I didn't really need to get a whole lot of stuff, so that's fine. Got to see some family members, which is always good. And, of course, we're getting to play some DFO and grind it out. If you hit enter there, you can start moving. Okay, that's one down. Oh yeah, let's use my XP potion. Just in time for the bonus XP. Anyway, guys, we're going to be using a lot of FP potions, the XP potions that we get, all that stuff to really grind out some experience today. So, I hope you're all sitting cushy, got yourself something to eat, or got yourself some drinks and whatnot, because we're going to be going at it for a little while. I know I'm sitting here, I got a little drink for myself. Something tasty to drink, because I know this is going to take a little while. And once we've completed our farming routes, I'll show you guys. Maybe I'll show you guys a little bit about what to do with the late game and what your late game stuff is really to do. Because I've gotten that question more than once on, hey, what do I do once I hit level 85? How do we continue with the game? How did I teleport? What happened? Why did I teleport? I'm confused. I'm confuzzled. Oh, there's fire on the ground. No wonder I got stopped. So many shuriken! No fuse cubes. There are never any fuse cubes when you think there's going to be. They only show up when you don't think they're going to exist at all. She should be dead. Yeah. Yeah. The frog is pretty strong at murdering enemies. Is he wrecked yet? Blow everything to bits. How? Okay, there he's dead. What's left alive? Oh, this little asshole. Quick! Oh no! All of my recorded stuff didn't matter. No, that's unfortunate. Boosh, 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 bam! Alright, wrecked, dead, done. All of that, etc. Easy peasy. 1, 2, 3 easy. Time Break is a pretty easy dungeon to do. Pretty easy little special dungeon to take a nice trip through. So no real need to worry about how difficult this dungeon is for anyone that ever may be. Let's keep going. Keep going. So, I got a couple things I'd like to talk about while we're just sitting here farming around and everything like that. Basically, we're going to do our podcast style thing where I just start talking about random topics that I may or may not have looked up, so I'd have something to talk about during the next 3 or so hours while we farm. So, first thing I want to talk about is like there's the superhero movies that are currently coming out, the trailers for them especially. because we've seen, like, there's been a relatively new oh, hey, there was a guy alive. There's been some new trailers for, like, Captain America Civil War and Superman versus Batman. If you guys recall, I said like, I didn't think Superman versus Batman looked all that good. So the newest trailer that's come out is like, okay, so the newest trailer, like, it basically is the whole movie just told to you. We learn who the true villain is going to be, because you know that Batman and Superman aren't going to fight forever, no matter what their dispute is. Because it's Batman and Superman. Eventually, one of them's going to be smart enough to say, "Oh, hey, you know, this guy's not evil, that guy, and he can realize that I'm not evil, huh?" And then they can hold hands and get along forever. So that's not my main concern. My main concern is, like, the trailer that came out for it. Okay, so it shows, I don't want to spoil it all for you, you can go see it yourself, but it shows who the actual villain is going to be, what the actual big problem of everything is going to be. It reveals that Wonder Woman's going to be in it, and that's perfectly fine. Like, you can reveal that Wonder Woman's going to be in it. But, I don't know, maybe they wanted to keep that a little bit more secretive, but everyone knows there's, you know, Wonder Woman movies going on and stuff like that, so it's not a big secret anyway. And it basically shows, like, what the early conflict of the movie is, and why there's a problem in the first place. And then it shows oh, well, that's nice. And then right after that, it shows, like, who pushed that conflict upon them, who the true villain is. And then it shows what his master plan is behind everything. And then it shows, hey, Wonder Woman's going to be in the movie. So all of that is revealed in the trailer. So you might as well have just watched the movie by watching the trailer. It's insane how much they put out. Now, I'm not saying that they should do the opposite and say absolutely nothing. I mean, that's the thing, like, we know that Batman and Superman aren't going to fight forever, like I said before. That's not going to be the main plot for the entire duration of the movie. It's kind of impossible for that to happen. Fine. But you don't have to show us what the don't have to show us what the freaking actual enemy is going to be, the actual villain of the movie. You don't have to show us who that's going to be. And you don't have to show what their master plan is, because it shows what their master plan is, and everything like that. So anything that could be a surprise in the movie, or that could be interesting, all the tension has been relieved from that, because we know everything now from the trailer. And like, if you guys don't want to know what's going to happen in the movie, and you guys want to see, like, Batman versus Superman, and you're excited for that, don't watch the trailer, because it reveals way too much about what's going to happen. Way too much. Now, that's, like, it's not a bad thing to reveal stuff. Like, for example, by comparison, the Star Wars trailers didn't reveal a whole lot at first. They revealed basically nothing about the story. And, you know, that might be a little too much to reveal absolutely nothing about the story, but when you reveal your entire movie, that's not good business practice, in my opinion. I think there's a cutout there that someone made where they cut out all of the biggest reveals, or at least, like there's, like, full-on shots of stuff that shouldn't be as visible as they are. That's for sure. Even if you want to show off some stuff, like, you showed off a little too much, guys. So there's, like, a fan-made cut that's way better at not revealing everything. If you guys do want to see a trailer at all, try and find that one, but stay away from the official trailer. It's it tells you too much. It just does. On the flip side, though, you got the Captain America Civil War trailers that are coming out, which it gives you an idea of the plot of the movie. It doesn't tell you all of the secret reveals or anything like that, because there's bound to be one or two secrets that are going to happen. I mean, the entire plot can't be Captain America and Bucky go punch Iron Man. Although that looked like it was pretty freaking cool. That did look pretty freaking cool to watch Iron Man fighting Captain America and Bucky, and Captain America and Bucky just kicking his ass. Yo, level up. Hooray. We're on our way. We're almost there. One more level up and we can go grind some sloat. And get a fairly large amount of experience. Like, Time Gate is still going to be our most efficient dungeon to farm. For the next level, but the second that sloat's open, we're running right to there. And we're not going to do Mount Kunlun at all, because you have to actually be geared to do that. At least a little bit geared. And our gear is garbage. Our gear is not very good at all. So we'd probably get our shit pushed in a little bit. All right. So back to the Captain America versus the Captain America Civil War. So with that, we see like the basic plot of the movie. Hey, Captain America's gonna go help his pal Bucky because they're friends, and this becomes an incident because Bucky was a convicted criminal after, you know, Captain America 2. If you guys haven't seen that, sorry, slight spoiler, but hey, I mean, if you care at all about the movies, you would have seen it anyway. So don't complain too much, please. Any hoozles. So Captain America wants to go help his friend. Fair enough. But, you know, government, police, etc. don't want that to happen because convicted criminal thing, once again. Iron Man, Tony Stark, seems to be taking the opposite side of Captain America and saying, hey, you gotta follow the rules. It's the law. You can't just bust this dude out of jail because he's your friend. And Captain America's like, no, I can totally do that. Wrongful imprisonment and stuff like that. He's not a bad dude. He just lost his way for a short period of time. Which, I mean, you know, to be fair, yes, but at the same time, he's, you know, he committed crimes. That's why he is in prison, sir. Come on, Captain America. You should kind of agree with this at least a little bit. But anyway, that seems to be the basics of it. It showed small flashes of other heroes. It didn't show them in combat or doing any like blocking things, but small flashes of other heroes such as Black Panther, showed up for a short period of time. I believe Spider-Man is going to be in it, which is cool. Or at least I hope Spider-Man's going to be in it. I love Spider-Man. Spider-Man! Everyone loves you, Spider-Man! Oh, hey, wreck. Cool. Anyway, they showed off a couple other of the Marvel superheroes that are going to be in the movie, and it didn't necessarily really show off which side they're going to be on, whether they're going to be on the Captain America side or the Iron Man side, which is the big Civil War pretense, is that heroes pick a side and then they're going to go fight each other IRL. They're both like, fight me IRL, bro, and then they're like, I'll do it, bro, don't make me. And then that's the pretense of the movie. I like it. And from what the trailer revealed, it gave us the basic story, but it didn't reveal too much. As opposed to Batman, which, you know, the basic story is Batman versus Superman. I mean, the title says it all. So they're gonna have a dispute. Okay, fine. You don't also have to tell us that, you know, X person is going to be the true villain, even though we know there's going to have to be a true villain, etc., etc. I don't know. It's just a really poor movie trailer, and an example of just putting too much on the table for your viewers. I mean, I don't know about you guys, but I'm like, when I think about a good movie trailer, like, I want to know, I want to have an idea of what the story is, and an idea of a basics of who's going to be in it. I got teleported again. Why do I keep getting teleported? It's so weird. The basics of who's going to be in it, or at least the main characters that are going to show up in it a little bit, except for if you want to do like a big reveal. And if you're going to have like some people who we've never seen on the big screen show up before, especially in a superhero movie, like the thing they did with Black Panther for Marvel, they didn't show him fighting or anything. They just showed a flash of him. They showed him for a couple frames, say, hey, he's going to be in the movie. If you guys are a fan of Black Panther, then be sure to see the movie, and you'll be able to see what's up with him. And that's a good way to do a reveal. Kaboom! Pretty lights. Let's pick stuff up. Oh, so much lag. A lot of demon invitations and challenges. Very nice. So, I don't know. It just seems really weird to reveal so much in a movie trailer. Just too much in a movie trailer. And, yeah, speaking of Star Wars, because I mentioned that very slightly to talk about the movie trailers for the new one that came out. I'm not going to spoil anything about the new one, but the new one's pretty good. It's I'd put it better than you know, the prequels. Right now, I think I need to see it at least one more time just to like the first viewing of a movie for me, no matter like what movie it is always like, oh, I'm so hyped for this movie. Like when I went to see the prequels, now this was way before I became a jaded, angry person who hates everything like I am now. But when I first went to see like Star Wars Episode 3 was the first one that I was the only prequel movie I got to see in theaters. My first Star Wars movie that I ever saw in theaters, and I went in there like super hyped, like, oh cool, because I had seen all like episodes 4 through 6 I had seen, and I had seen like the very end of episode 1 on TV prior, so I saw the fight with Darth Maul, and I'm like, oh cool, Star Wars, I get to see this in theaters. So I didn't have the context of episode 2 at all, but whatever. And I went in there like, okay, we're going to watch Star Wars. And I liked it overall. At the time. But, you know, now that I've gone back and been able to look at it as an old, angry person, I look at it and I'm like, you know, it's not a very good movie on its own. It's not a very good Star Wars movie at all. And I mean, if any of you guys have ever seen the Red Letter Media reviews of the prequel movies, like, dude covers everything about the issues of the prequel movies and what's wrong with them. And I mean, he covers too much for me to just say. I'm just gonna point you guys in that direction if you want a super in-depth review of what's wrong with them. I mean, it's been beaten to death by now. That hey, the prequel movies aren't good. But I'm just trying to get across the fact that when I go and see a movie, like I am always there to have fun and enjoy that movie, and I'm always hyped for it. And even if it was bad, like I'm probably not even gonna notice that it was bad. So basically what I'm saying is my current opinion of it, I like it. I thought it was good. I think it was shot pretty well. They made very good use of... There was a lot of practical effects in the movies, and CG was used much more conservatively than say, the prequel movies. There weren't horrible abominations on the screen that you could definitely tell were bad CG effects. Wow, that looks silly. That looks real silly in the snowman outfit. But there weren't really super bad effects that you could tell were really poor. The acting overall, very good. The Star Wars fights. Again, I'm not going to reveal anything very too revealing or anything, but lightsaber fights. The lightsabers felt more impactful in this movie than they did in the prequels. Because that's one of my biggest complaints about the prequels, is that every lightsaber fight, every lightsaber use, like everything that happened with lightsabers in the prequels, seemed like it was just some mundane activity, and it had no real impact or bearing on the story or anything like that. Whereas in this movie, the lightsabers feel a lot more impactful. Much like the original trilogy, like, the lightsabers weren't used super often in the original trilogy, and whenever they were used, like, it felt like they had weight behind them when they were swung. It felt like, which kind of doesn't make sense considering they're a lightsaber and they're light, so the only weight should be, by all rights, like the fucking hilt and the crystal inside to create the lightsaber. But still, it felt like there was impact with the lightsaber fights, which is much more than I can say for the prequels. Like, there's still good choreography and everything. Like, if the prequel lightsaber fights had anything, it was the fact that the choreography was very in-depth. It just made it seem like everything was too fake. Things seem a little bit more real with them in the new movie. So if you guys are looking for some cool lightsaber fights, you'll be able to see some decent use of the lightsaber itself. And overall story's pretty good. Everyone that appears in the movie does a really good job. I gotta say, Mark Hamill looks really good for the movie, considering prior to that, like, he wasn't looking great, because he was doing the voice acting thing. And, I mean, doing voice acting doesn't necessarily require a whole lot of working out and moving around, so... So there's that, you know? So, Mark Hamill looks good in it, Carrie Fisher, Harrison Ford even looks good in it, so all the old actors, they got to come back looking great, you know, the main cast and all that. The new actors coming in, the new characters, pretty good overall. I have a couple of complaints, personally, not big ones right yet. I'll have to watch, again, gotta watch the movie a couple times to really get a feel for just how egregious some of the problems may or may not be. Because I know the movie has a couple problems. There are a couple things when I saw it that I'm like, but I have to see it again to see if I'm like, oh god, that's horrible. Because again, when I go and see a movie the first time, I love it, no matter what movie it is. Well, very few exceptions do occur where I see a movie I'm like, oh, that was horrible. But overall, guys, if you haven't seen it by now, by the time that this episode comes out, then you've probably been spoiled on absolutely everything anyway, so you might as well see it. I mean, you've basically lived it by now because of the spoilers. I mean, spoilers go around every second of the day, basically. So, I mean, you guys got nothing to lose by going to see it. You know what I mean? Boom. But I'd say good movie. I'd say it's worth the price of admission. Probably not worth the price of snacks, but that's because the price of snacks is insanely high. And definitely worth the time. That's the big thing, is it's worth the time to go watch it. I would not say any of the prequel movies are actually worth the time to go see them. The prequels all have this big issue of just... My god, there's so much boring nothing that happens in the prequels. For so many of them, at least. And that's not to say every scene has to have big action or anything. Like I'm actually an advocator of the opposite of that. I really like scenes that don't need to rely on a big action scene, and they can still be very good and interesting. For example, like in the prequels, when Luke is walking down a long corridor, slowly, with Darth Vader to go meet the Emperor, like, that's still an interesting scene, even though they're slowly walking. It's a slow walking scene, and that's it. That's still a more interesting scene to me than like the long lightsaber fight between Anakin and Obi-Wan at the end of Episode 3. And the reason being is that there's substance behind it. There's lots of feeling and tension in the air and everything like that, whereas with the big lightsaber fight between Anakin and Obi-Wan, that's kind of just oh, well, everything died. Cool. That's more than anything, that's just a fight. It's just an action scene. There's less... I think it's more because the like feeling and emotion behind that fight was stupid. And that's probably why. And on top of that, just the myriad of issues with the prequels is just too numerous to list here. But anyway, guys, go see the movie if you haven't. It's a good movie. I'd like it. You like it. If I liked it, you guys are probably gonna like it if you guys are big old nerds like me. Toad. Cool. I guess we'll master Nimpo. Cycles of Eternity. I'm probably gonna have some leftover SP to throw around. Probably go into Spiral Flame Shuriken. Probably. Likely. It's very likely that's where I'm gonna dump. But yeah. Again, final thought, I just want to hammer this in. Lightsabers feel impactful again. They don't feel like weightless little nothings when there's a big cool fight going on. And part of the reason that they felt like nothings was that everything, so much stuff was CGI'd in the prequels, like there was nothing for people to react to. General Grievous can swing 4 lightsabers in Obi-Wan's face, and he's not going to react to it at all because he doesn't know what's happening. But new movie, practical effects are made use of. Very good overall. Go see it, guys. It's worth a view. Hopefully it will hold. My opinion of it will hold up when I go to see it again, because I'm a jaded, angry douchebag. I hate everything. Except complaining. I love complaining about stuff. Anyone who's watched my PvP videos knows I fucking love complaining about stuff. Even when it's my fault. But that's my basic little opinion on some movie stuff that's going on right now. Star Wars is good. Marvel looks like it continues to be the leader in creating actually good movies, good live-action movies when it comes to comic book, superhero movies. And DC still doesn't seem to quite have their act together when it comes to putting out live-action stuff. DC has very good animated movies. In fact, I like a lot of DC's animated movies better than Marvel's animated movies overall. But for some reason, they really put out just very poor performances. And that's not necessarily like, you know, they have bad acting or anything like that. That's the issue. It's more just they don't really pull everything together the way I'd think they would. Well, that's some explosions. Lots of explosions!